Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Zeke is eager to speak with Jordan. Spencer called Trina from his bedroom, but he only reached her voicemail. When Essen came into his room carrying an ice pack for him, he was in the middle of instructing her to contact him. She fled the room after he yelled at her to do so. She went back to his room a little while later and asked him what had happened, since she thought he might be seriously harmed. He protested that he was all right, and she tossed the ice pack at him while they argued. After storming out, she subsequently returned while reading all the negative things that would have happened to him had he been hit in the stomach on her phone. Essen said that Spencer had been very dependable up until recently, and Spencer argued that Essen didn't need to worry about him. After eventually telling her about the altercation with Dex, he realized she was the absolute last person he wanted to tell. As she tended to lash out and have people judge her for it, she reassured him that she understood. Both of them claimed to be working hard to improve themselves. She questioned if they had always been bad people before giving him the ice pack. Essen had been Spencer's first love, and he talked about how important she had been to him while they were in school. He was aware that she had been using him as a pawn, though. She thought old Eastman had actually been a fan of Spencer. Spencer appreciated Ism's offer to work the night shift with Ace so he could get some rest. He vowed to attend the parenting course at the hospital after she informed him of it. On the other side of the door, she grinned to herself as she exited the room after thanking him. Trina listened to Spencer's message in Portia's office, including his fury at Esme. Trina wanted to talk to her mother about Curtis when Portia came back. Trina believed Portia was letting Curtis off the hook too easy, but Portia clarified that it was not Trina's fault. She didn't want Trina to deal with the baggage that came along with the marital troubles. She wanted to work out her marriage on her own. When Trina answered the phone, she informed Portia that it was only Spencer. When she told Portia what had occurred at the High Cider, Portia charged Spencer of reverting to his former behavior. Since they had first met, Portia had noticed that he had grown more responsible and mature, and she attributed this to Trina. Trina bemoaned the possibility that Esme might remain in her life indefinitely and detested the idea of Spencer spending any time with her. Trina shouldn't shrink her world for Spencer, Portia said, adding that she needs to live her own life. Jordan answered the phone when it rang at her office and spoke to Zeke. If she was available for supper that evening, he questioned. She said that although she was free, she wasn't for him. She was done with him, despite his attempts to make amends. Curtis entered after knocking on her door. She hung up on Zeke after telling him she was unable to speak. Although Curtis maintained he wasn't there to dispute, he was curious as to why she would inform Portia that he and Jordan had shared a kiss. In response, she said that she hadn't and described her chat with Zeke before she was aware of who he was. He reprimanded her for disclosing such private information to a total stranger, but she responded that she had no one else to turn to and had needed someone to confide in. Jordan answered the door as soon as there was a knock, and Zeke was not pleased to find Curtis there. The males got into an argument and exchanged veiled threats. Curtis told Zeke to think twice before meddling in his affairs once more and walked away. Jordan said they had nothing to talk about when Zeke tried to chat to her. She said, "You know the way out," and he softly walked away. Elizabeth received the flower arrangement from Finn, and their hands briefly brushed. Violet burst into the room at that precise moment, yelling that Elizabeth couldn't leave just yet. Violet explained that she had a nightmare and was afraid to go back to sleep as the three of them sat down. A short while later, Elizabeth and Finn both agreed that they would put Violet back to sleep. When Elizabeth was present, Violet said she liked it, and Finn agreed. Violet preferred Elizabeth's sleepy time magic milk to Finn's when she returned with it. Elizabeth and Finn had already put Violet to bed a little while later. Elizabeth decided that it was time for her to leave when Finn asked if she would like a cup of tea. Finn praised her for supporting Violet's plan after she mentioned how much fun she had. Both Elizabeth and the person on the other side of the locked door grinned as she said goodbye and left. When Sasha got to Sunny's house, she wondered why he was aware that Sasha wanted to revoke her guardianship and Gladys believed she wasn't ready. Sasha acknowledged that while she generally felt good on most days, there were other days when she felt so-so. She also admitted that she occasionally experienced melancholy days when her heart felt especially heavy. She was reassured by Sunny that mourning was usually deceptive. That gave Sasha the impression that she was prepared. No one is ever completely honest, but Sasha was on the correct path, according to Sunny. He told her that he and Gladys would always be there for her and that he thought she was ready. He told her, "Go live your life," and she gave him a grateful hug. Ava pushed Austin away after he kissed her in the living room of the Windermere. After a little pause, Ava sprinted over to kiss him once more. They were undressed in Ava's bed a short while later. Austin later informed Ava that he was still in the bed as she made up her side in a robe. She picked up his clothes off the ground and told him he was leaving. She believed that they could easily act as though their time together was an accident and never happened. Austin explained how difficult it was for him to let people in and insisted that there had been no error. Austin was reminded by Ava that he had abducted her daughter and lied to her. She warned him not to perform a similar prank once again or else he would be the next body she dumped in the stables. Several minutes later, Austin decided that staying the night would be preferable to waking the launch guy. So Ava advised that he go swimming in front of the front door. He said, "I'm tired, and I'm willing to bet you'll sleep well tonight." She answered by slamming the door in his face while grinning within. Confrontations, connections, and misunderstandings are hinted at in General Hospital spoilers and updates. Zeke Robinson, Gavin Houston, tries to connect with someone, while Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, confronts someone. Austin Gatlin Holt, Roger Howarth, is plainly perplexed by Ava Jerome's, Maura West, contradictory signals. Spoilers for General Hospital. Trina Robinson presses her mother. After Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, informed her that she and Curtis are still in limbo, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, presses her mother at GH. When Trina questions her about Curtis and the kiss with Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, she is ostensibly asking why she is letting him off the hook so easy. Although Portia has now calmed down a bit, when she addressed Curtis, she unmistakably did not give him the notion that she was letting him off the hook. After her brother Zeke revealed details of his love life and Curtis' awkward encounter with Jordan to her, she confronted both of them. It had not been attractive. "Or you and me, there's going to be an issue," Curtis is telling someone as he confronts them somewhere. He might be discussing his blabbermouth with Zeke because it got him into a lot of problems with Trina, Portia, and Jordan. Curtis will probably soon discover that there is a lot of problems going on around him, including Gladys Corbin's Bonnie Burrows poking around in the Savoy. Other circumstances, such as the impending sentencing of his friend Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, could also have an impact on him. A tiny matchmaker used her father's phone to place meal orders and arrange a date for Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, and Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton. Even candles and a bunch of flowers were considered by Violet Finn, Jophiel Love, for Elizabeth. Violet is suddenly unhappy because Elizabeth is attempting to leave and go home, and Finn pulls her up to console her. When Violet claims Aunt Elizabeth can't go home yet and appears scared and on the verge of crying, Elizabeth and Finn become frightened. Could she be worried that she won't see her aunt again and will lose her like she lost her mother? In a separate call, Zeke tries to connect with Jordan and inquires about her availability for dinner. The only person who could have questioned Jordan about her kiss with Curtis was Zeke, although Zeke is unaware of this. Zeke shouldn't be shocked if Jordan rejects him harshly after sharing Portia their private matters. How could anyone want to date such an obnoxious blabbermouth? Ava sent Austin conflicting signals when he grabbed her and gave her a passionate kiss, but now that she pulls him away, he shouldn't be confused anymore. After Austin took actions to divert Mason Gatlin's Nathaniel Gray, focus from her and Avery Jerome Corintos. Ava, or Grace Scarola, they had a brief argument. He had explained himself, but Ava wasn't buying it. She still needs more information to understand exactly what Mason wants from Sonny Corintos, Morris Bernard, regarding Pikeman. However, she will make Austin's attraction to Ava absolutely plain and leave no room for doubt. It is clear that she is not rushing into any relationships.